Aren't we supposed to make our audience feel like, wow, you would be so lucky to work with me? When I used to have to fake it till you make it, puff up my chest and say, oh, I'm really amazing, you should work with me. It was exhausting. I don't know if you can relate to this, but when we try to be superior than what our actual experience feels like, we have to use a lot of energy to maintain that fixed identity. So this is what has been famously called the fixed mindset. It's by a book called Mindset by Carol Dweck. And the idea is the people who have a fixed mindset are constantly trying to prove themselves that they believe that superiority, being excellent, is something that is fixed. They're born with it, or maybe they learned it early on, and they have to keep proving that they are excellent and superior and perfect and doing right all the time, especially to other people, but really to themselves, because of they are attached to that fixed identity of excellence. So they have to just constantly prop up that ego, essentially. That's the fixed mindset, right? The growth mindset, on the other hand, is the belief that you can become anything that you practice. And vice versa. If you don't practice, you will be less and less skillful because your skills will actually deteriorate. But if you practice, you will become increasingly more excellent because your potential is unlimited. Neuroplasticity, right? By the way, quick break. I am trying a new streaming. I'm trying a new streaming platform, and I want to see if it's working. So if it is working, please go ahead and comment below and let me know whether you're able to see my chat. Testing. Okay. All right, this new streaming platform is not as easy as the other one that I tried, which was StreamYard. So I might cancel this one. Anyway, back to the message. So when we try to sell or to market ourselves as being excellent, superior, number one in our field, right? We create this pressure that makes our business not as much fun. And I hope that, well, part of my message with authentic business is that business can be joyful, right? And deep joy comes from being authentic. It's like being like a child in a good way. You know, you're being playful. You are sharing what's actually true right now, your real expression in the moment, rather than something you have to plan and try to prop up an image about. So essentially, when so let me apply this into two contexts, right? Content and selling. When I'm creating content, I try not to anyway. When I create content, I try not to say, I know the absolute truth and this is true for everyone. Everyone must believe this. Instead, I say, this is what's working for me right now. This is what's been working for my clients. This is what I believe to be true right now. And so I take that posture instead of, these are the absolute truths of my industry, and if you don't believe it, you're a fool, or something like that. Basically, if you speak in a way that has absolute truth, you have to always defend against contrasting opinions, right? Whereas, why don't you just show up and say, I care about this work. This is what I believe to be true right now. This is what I see in my experience and in my client's experience. See if it works for you. So that's really my content strategy, or that's my content posture, right? And what about selling? What if you need to, sell your services and products? Don't you need to project a superior image, number one in your field or whatever, best-selling status. By the way, the whole best-selling status is most of the time when you see someone say that they're a best-selling author, what they really mean is that they got top 10 on Amazon for like a few days. Maybe if they're lucky, a few weeks. I was top 10 on Amazon in certain categories for a few weeks. I'm a best-selling author, according to Amazon, for those few days or few weeks. That's not a best-selling author. When people think best-selling author, they mean New York Times best-selling author. George, well, they don't say New York Times, so therefore you could say best-selling author anytime you want. But again, what are you doing? You're propping up this image of yourself, and it's a sham. I mean, in your heart of hearts, oh yeah, people probably expect that level of credibility when I'm kind of playing this game. It's not really true. It's like, so I never call myself a best-selling author, even though if I were on the standard of everybody else in my industry, I could call myself that. It's BS, right? I never say I'm number one in my field or whatever, or a top expert. I never use these kinds of silly languages because, again, that it reinforces the fixed mindset. It's subconsciously. And I don't want the fixed mindset. I want to empower the growth mindset, to know that I don't want to enforce where I am right now or some vision of the top or whatever. I'm just going to say I am going to do my best to practice, to try to improve each time, trying a new streaming service, for example, right? I'm just going to try and improve and practice and get better and better and better, knowing that my potential is unlimited. I'm going to share what's working now. So what happens? So I've told you content strategy. Well, how do we sell? How do we sell in this way? Don't you have to be an expert? Do you have to be infallible? And, no. So selling works for me, and you might want to try this as well, when I show up consistently for people. The easiest way to show up consistently is to create content consistently, because people see you, right, in their news feeds. When I show up consistently, people tend to have a trust is built naturally, organically, and I think deserved, because if you show up consistently, you obviously are reliable. Okay, and especially if you're not using those social media scheduling tools where it's like, oh yeah, this post just shows up. That's a fake consistency, right? I don't use social media scheduling tools. Everything I post in real time. Like I'm actually here right now. This is not actually, I'm sorry. Some of you happen to be watching this in the future. If I'm running an ad for 2 weeks promoting this video, then I recorded this some time ago, and you could see from the comments below that this was some time ago. But unless I'm running an ad, okay, I don't use those social media schedulers that just keep promoting certain posts every now and then. Most of my content that you see is, and if you come to my page and you see the posts, those are all real-time posts. I'm actually there when I click publish, me as a human being, right? So if you show up consistently, right, and you keep improving yourself, and people can see based on your content that, wow, you seem like you know what you're talking about, then guess what? Trust is earned naturally. You're not trying to earn their trust. You are just showing up, you're practicing, and you're sharing what's working for you. You're sharing what you're learning. And of course, they come to trust you. And if people are trusting you, then why do you need to try so hard to sell? See, when you feel like you have to try hard to sell people on something, you're already losing, because now you're in a position of trying to pretend you're better than you actually are. But when you show up consistently and you keep improving yourself, then you don't have to try hard to sell. You simply, when you are ready to sell, when you have something to sell, you say, hey, I'm really excited about this service I've created. It's for people who are struggling with this or people who want to experience that. And it's something that I'm in the work daily, or I'm in the work consistently, and this is the work that I love. And will you join me in this? If you have been enjoying my content, I think you're going to enjoy this event, enjoy this program I've created, enjoy the services I've created for you, create this product for you, whatever it is. So it's no longer, and you could of course say, this product is something that I've helped some friends with, that they found benefit, or in my own life I found benefit, and so now I'd like for you to give it a try as well and see if it helps you, right? So it's no longer this hard, like, oh, number one, blah, blah, blah. No, it's just, you know me, and I know what I tell you to be true, because I share my experience all the time, and here it is. So I hope this is helpful as a reframe. You don't have to prove yourself as an expert. You don't have to prove yourself as anything. If you show up consistently, authentically, trust is earned deservedly. And when trust is earned deservedly, you don't have to shout. You don't have to posture. You simply share what's true for you now. And people, your true fans, listen, because you've earned their trust naturally and deservedly. So I hope this is helpful. With this new streaming solution, surprisingly, I can't see the chats. Apparently there's something else I need to do. So it's not as easy as StreamYard, which I have made a video about StreamYard before. So I'm going to probably go back to StreamYard. So this is not as easy. This one is called restream.io. It's at the same price as StreamYard, but anyway. So I'm George Kao, Authentic Business Coach. I love talking about this kind of stuff. I talk about it consistently, as you'll notice. So if you have any questions, I'm always open to your questions below. And of course, any comments of what I've said, I'd be so grateful to see them. All right. I'll see you in the comment section, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.